iPhone 16 Pro Max versus 15 Pro Max. Is the upgrade worth it? The iPhone 16 Pro Max is finally here. The new model doesn't score that many upgrades in comparison with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but all the new features are seemingly enough to have it crowned as the most advanced iPhone out there currently. As usual, scoring some Pro upgrades aimed at professionals, the gap between the regular iPhones and their Pro brethren has never been smaller. So in this video, we will discuss the iPhone 16 Pro Max versus 15 Pro Max. Design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max inherits the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. There's an improved new ceramic shield at the front, which is twice as tough as the regular ceramic shield up front apparently. The major differences between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max are size-related. The new model's screen grows to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. Apple has achieved this important display increase by simultaneously making the device bigger and slimming down the bezels as well. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm in height and 77.6mm in width, versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 Pro Max keeps things fresh by scoring a new camera control button, which delivers a whole new way of interacting with your iPhone's camera. Display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max comes along with a significantly larger display, measuring 6.9 inches across. Apple has achieved that by employing a larger frame as well as thinner bezels. A 6.9-inch display will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max the iPhone with the largest screen ever. Aside from the size bump, we don't really get any other major changes. The Liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and good peak brightness. 2000 nits is still here and is largely the same. The minimum brightness has been improved to a mere 1 nit though. The screen supports 120Hz promotion refresh rate, which will be the fourth consecutive iPhone generation equipped with this tech. It makes scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Performance in software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features the 3M Apple A18 Pro chip, a tiny but important step over the 3M Apple A17 Pro inside the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The new chip features dual performance and quad efficiency cores, as well as a greatly improved hexa-core GPU and a new neural engine unit for enhanced on-device Apple Intelligence processing. More importantly, Apple has improved the inner design of the phone, delivering more efficient thermal management, which should improve efficiency and minimize the risk of overheating during intense tasks. As with every annual Apple chipset upgrade, we get a palpable bump in both the single and multi-core Geekbench 6 tests. The same applies to our graphics-heavy 3G Mark Extreme, which clock in a slight bump in performance in favor of the newer model, as is normal. Performance benchmarks. The iPhone 16 Pro Max also supports Wi-Fi 7, which theoretically delivers 4x the data throughput speeds of the Wi-Fi 6E on board the iPhone 15 Pro Max. There is a new 5G modem in the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the Qualcomm Snapdragon X75 5G, which will consume 20% less energy. The iPhone 16 Pro Max comes with iOS 18 out of the box. Customization in iOS 18 is enhanced with freely movable icons, a multi-page control center, and more flexible dark mode options. Accessibility features are expanded with innovations like vocal shortcuts, eye tracking, and music haptics, which cater to a broader range of users. Some core apps, like Photos, have scored controversial overhauls, which haven't really been welcomed by most users. However, the big deal with iOS 18 has been Apple Intelligence, a robust AI framework that significantly enhances Siri's capabilities and integrates various AI-driven features. Most of the AI processing occurs on device, but complex tasks can leverage Apple's silicon-powered cloud servers. Camera. Last year, the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivered a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens that delivers a 5.0x optical zoom to the iPhone camera. A year ago, the main camera of the iPhone Pro Max got upgraded to 48MP. Well, this year, Apple improves the camera setup by employing a new 48MP ultra-wide camera. We expect greater detail capture, as well as better image quality and low light conditions, as the camera will be able to combine 4 sensor pixels into one for increased image sensitivity. More importantly, however, we get vastly enhanced video recording features. Chief among these is the 4K 120fps video recording option, which unlocks a whole new layer of creative control on the iPhone, allowing for creative slow-mo and cinematic scene capture. All of this is available straight on the device in the Photos app, so you won't have to export your clips to a more capable device. Zoom quality. At 5x zoom, which is native for both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, both phones exhibit similar amounts of sharpness. There's some over-sharpening, yes, but it's mostly bearable and doesn't take away from the mostly natural-looking detail. Colors are similar on both, slightly warmer on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but with the arrival of enhanced photographic styles, do we need to talk about color any longer? After all, you can change everything with the flick of a button, literally. The same applies to the longer 10x photo sample. Decent sharpness, clean detail, minimal amounts of over-sharpening. Battery life and charging. There's a large 4685 mAh battery inside the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the largest one ever fitted on an iPhone. We can't complain. We love when companies overlook their innate desire to come up with super thin devices and instead focus on better battery life. The iPhone 15 Pro Max comes with a 4422 mAh battery, slightly smaller in comparison. Along with the less efficient chip in the iPhone 15 Pro Max, this doesn't really spell good things for the iPhone 15 Pro Max battery life. And that's precisely the case. As per our custom battery tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max outperforms its predecessor by a fair margin. In the Phone Arena custom web browsing test, which emulates a regular web browsing workflow, the iPhone 16 Pro Max reaches a solid result of 22 hours and 39 minutes, beating the iPhone 15 Pro Max by a couple of hours. Apple Intelligence. One of the biggest differences between the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is access to Apple Intelligence. Apple's new on-device AI platform was announced at WWDC 2024 in June and is rumored to launch with iOS 18.1. But there's a catch. It looks like these new AI features will only be available to certain iPhones due to the processing power requirements for on-device AI. Right now, the beta version of Apple Intelligence only runs on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. If that same requirement applies to the full launch of Apple Intelligence, anyone with a base iPhone 15 Pro Max, iPhone 15 Plus, or an older iPhone won't be able to use Apple's new AI features. However, we expect the entire iPhone 16 Pro Max lineup to support Apple Intelligence. So if you want to use Apple Intelligence, which includes some impressive new features and a Siri upgrade, that alone may make it worthwhile to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, even if you currently have an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Price. It's no secret that iPhones can be pricey, so price is a crucial factor to consider before trading in your phone for an iPhone 15 Pro Max or 16 Pro Max. Apple hasn't announced the official price for the iPhone 16, but it will likely be on par with the pricing for the iPhone 15 lineup, which should get a price cut after the iPhone 16 launches. Apple usually offers 3 generations of iPhone models at a time, reducing the price of previous year's models by $100 when a new generation launches. So the iPhone 16 Pro Max will most likely cost $1,199 for the base model, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max will go down to $1,099. This also means Apple will probably discontinue the iPhone 13 when the iPhone 16 Pro Max launches. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.